Well, viewers, unfortunately, it's the last episode of this series of Your 4x4 and our last day at Bass Lodge. But we've got another episode, another day of fantastic four-wheel driving, exploring the northern reaches of New South Wales. Let's get into it. This is Your 4x4 and I'm Simon Christie. Your 4x4 is proudly presented by the all-new Holden Colorado 7, Berrima Diesel, ARB 4x4 accessories, Piranha Off-Road products, Kmart 4-wheel drive, Brown Davis Automotive and Lightforce Performance Lighting.
Our morning this morning started off a little bit differently. We got up at 6:15, and I've got to tell you, by Simon Miranda standards, a 6:15 start is a really early start. But there was a reason for that. It's because we wanted to go and play on some rocks.
We'd seen some beautiful big rocks near one of the river edges, so I thought it's got to be playtime.
It was a really good test of the vehicles and some of the products. If the vehicles weren't equipped as well as they would, there may have been some damage or, possibly vehicles getting stuck. So it's really good to get out and have a play, know your vehicle and have it set up properly.
Amazing to see the difference in the cars and what they could do. And just also in driving techniques and what people think is the way to go.
Yeah, so it was a crisp early morning start, 6:15, and we hit the road. I'd not done any rock driving before, and this was new for me, new experience. Obviously, it's a big flat piece of rock, irregularly shaped, so there's a lot of tilting, the vehicle leaning over on lecherous angles. It was good. It was good to see the suspension of the various vehicles that we had on the trip, how that operated, and the protection systems. I learnt that when the vehicle does ground out, well, the back of the vehicle is definitely going to grind out. With the Kmart bar, you could really see how that operated. I'd hate to think what would have happened for a conventional vehicle with a plastic rear bars. It really would have copped a hiding in that situation.
So this morning tackling the rocks, it was absolutely brilliant to get the Ranger, go across the water crossings and really, for the first time this weekend, get stuck.
Stop. You need the arms of the wheel car here across that way more. So go forward, then back it right down into the rock again and another launch. So right hand down. Forward. Yep. Come back. Go forward, yes.
Being in that tricky situation helped me to see that it's always good to have someone there with you, maybe jump out of the car, your passenger, or even others around to talk to you. Maybe it is through your radios, and find out what lines you should be tackling, what's ahead, what's behind you, whether you can rock back that little bit to tackle the next bit. And they can talk to you about different things, their experiences, and talk you through it. And in the end, it was a perfect example of the guys all got around, talking me through it, showing me a different line. Up we went, and the Ranger got up, no worries.
Next up, it's the Your 4x4 email competition.
Well, this week's entry comes from Tom Tennant, and Tom has written, "I love my 4x4 as it keeps me out of strife. You know what they say, happy wife, happy life."
For sending in that email, you've won yourself a Lightforce tack torch and stubby holder. All emails go into the running for an ARB twin motor compressor and a projector folding solar panel. For details on all of our prizes and competitions, check the Your 4x4 website.
Holden's toughest 4x4 ever has arrived. Introducing the all-new Holden Colorado 7. It comes with 7 seats as standard and it's loaded with serious off-road grunt. You'll get 3-ton towing and the awesome 470 Newton-meter Duramax diesel engine, plus an impressive wading depth and hill descent control, all for the hardcore adventurer. The all-new Holden Colorado 7 is here. Take it off-road at your Holden dealer today.
Does your diesel smoke, lack power, or have poor fuel economy? Then you need the Berrima Diesel treatment. Fine-tuning diesels since 1956, the Berrima Diesel technicians are Australia's leading diesel wizards. From a turbo installation to a high-tech dyno tune, when you think diesel, think Berrima Diesel. Visit thedieselexperts.com and make an appointment for more power, more torque, and better fuel economy.
The next generation of shock absorbers is here. Leading the way in 4x4 suspension development, Old Man Emu introduces the most advanced and finely tuned shock absorber on the market. Nitro Charger Sport incorporates a new valving system that instantly adapts to all terrain for an outstanding smooth ride and phenomenal control. Backed by a 3-year, 60,000 kilometre warranty, you can trust Nitro Charger Sport, built in Australia for Australian conditions.
Our stay here at Bass Lodge has been absolutely awesome. Fantastic forward driving opportunities, but it's Celia and Dave here at Bass Lodge that have really made our stay a memorable one. Let's go and meet Dave and Celia and find out more about Bass Lodge and the facilities that are here.
Hi, my name's Dave Thompson, and my wife and I, Celia, we operate the Bass Lodge here. When I was a young kid, we used to come down and camp on this reserve down by the river, and we do some fishing, we do some exploring. We basically follow any outdoors kind of activity here. I guess I grew up with that in my blood and love this place, and when the opportunity came up to buy the Bass Lodge, we didn't need any second invitation. We bought it on the same day. We came and saw it, and I told the man in Armidale that we'd buy that.
Hi, I'm Celia Thompson. We've been coming down to this area for an awful lot of years, and a few years ago decided to buy the lodge as an investment into our family for the children to have somewhere really great to come and learn how to kayak and ride motorbikes, have a really good fun family time. Looking forward to bringing future generations of our family down here.
So the Bass Lodge itself is made out of the rocks of the river and cypress logs, which is a big piano screw that goes from top to bottom, and they're tightened up. So there's not a nail in it, so it's quite a beautiful piece of architecture.
The lodge is basically spread over 3 levels. On this floor here, we've got a completely self-contained kitchen, a bathroom, a master bedroom, a spa. We've got the dining room area, a fantastic lounge room area with fireplace. Let's go and check out upstairs. Up here in the loft area, we've got a very spacious master bedroom. We've got 3 cozy dormitory style bedrooms. We've also got a bathroom and fantastic views out all the windows. And this outdoor entertainment area is the perfect spot for breakfast, lunch or dinner. Feeling a bit hungry myself? I think it's time for another meal.
So just talking about Bass Lodge, it's really beautifully constructed. It does actually hold a lot of people. It's better for a smaller group of about 12 people. It's quite comfortable, so you can bring family, friends and base yourself here. And the thing about the lodge is you're nestled, I guess, in a beautiful location. You have the river, you have the mountains.
My husband and I really enjoy running Bass Lodge. Certainly encourage everyone to have a look at the website, www.basslodge.com.au. Whether you're a big group or a family, we really look forward to having you up in the area, and we'll do our best to look after you here.
G'day there, Alan Johnson here from Pirano Off-Road Products, answering a really good question actually from Mr. Andrew Brown. Andrew, if you're thinking about crossing the Simpson Desert, I would say that's a fantastic thing to be doing. It's a great trip, one of the best trips you'll probably do in your life. There is preparation that you need to do, and I guess this is quite a complex question because a lot really depends on what vehicle you have to start off with. But I guess to start at the very beginning, to cross the Simpson Desert, one of the very first things you need to think about is fuel. You do have to carry significantly more fuel than you would normally be carrying in a standard vehicle. To that end, that probably means either putting a long-range tank in or carrying some jerry cans. Now, how much fuel are you going to need? And that's a really tough question to answer because it does depend on your vehicle. If it's a petrol vehicle, the answer is a lot. And if you talk to Mr. Simon Christie about how much fuel he used in his Nissan Patrol 4.8, it was hundreds of litres. I took a diesel 80 series across and used about 130 litres, as opposed to the 200 plus odd litres that Simon used. So the answer to the question, it really does depend upon your car. But apart from fuel, there's a lot of other things to consider. And another second thing that's very important is obviously your suspension. Your standard vehicle suspension is not really designed to carry the weight of all that fuel and all those other things that you need to carry to have a happy, successful and safe and reliable trip. So therefore, upgrading your suspension is very important. Now, when we say upgrading your suspension, what that means is putting in better quality, slightly heavier springs, either by leaves or coils, whatever you've got, and some decent quality shock absorbers that are going to be capable of controlling the extra weight that's going to be carried in your car. Now, the next thing obviously is tyres. A lot of people say, well, can't I run the standard tyres? The answer is yes, you can, but good quality aftermarket tyres are going to have you less problems with sidewalls, less problem with damage to the tyre. The standard tyres that most vehicles come with are relatively light in the sidewall design, quite suitable for high speed and running around town and light duty forward driving. But again, when that vehicle is loaded, the tyres are going to cop a caning. You're going to have to let the pressures down to get up the big dunes, so think about some better tyres. Now, they're probably the absolute essentials. You do need to think about things like water, because water is an important component. The Simpson Desert is a Category A desert, which means it's a damn dangerous desert if you go the wrong time of the year. We'll come back to that in just a moment. but you do need to carry water, enough water for each person, allow that if you did get stuck somewhere, you've got enough water to survive on. You can survive without food, but not without water. The next thing, of course, is navigation. Now, there are many ways of crossing the Simpson, and obviously the most common way is probably your French line or your QAA or any of the rig roads, the major well-known tracks. If you stick to these tracks, there's not a lot of real navigation required, but if you do go off those tracks, then it becomes really tricky. You can go like 200 metres off the side of one of these tracks and you're in the middle of absolute nothingness. So if you do wander off the track for whatever purpose, if you want to go looking around for relics or things of old mining, or perhaps where they've been digging for oil or stuff or whatever the case may be, it is very easy to become discombobulated or lost once you can't see that major track. So some means of navigation, a GPS or whatever, is very worthwhile. Apart from navigation, I guess the other things that you've got to think about is what are you going to do when you're out there? How long do you want to drive for? Depending on what you want to do, whether you've got kids or family or just travelling by yourself with your mates, there are things to take into consideration. It does get very hot in the afternoons. The evenings quite often get down to 0 or even sub-zero, so it's very cold at night. In certain parts of the desert, there is absolutely no fires anymore. This is a new regulation. I don't actually like it a lot, but it's something we have to respect. Be prepared. Warm clothes at night, very important. Now, the last part of your question really relates to when to go. My first piece of advice would be, and it probably sounds a bit mean and selfish, is don't go during the school holidays. It's the busiest time of the year. If you really want to enjoy the Simpson Desert, try to avoid school holidays because every man and his dog's just about going out there. Best time of the year, I reckon, would be July, August, even into September is a very nice time. The summer months, November, December, the temperatures are extreme, and I mean really extreme. It is not a good place to go, and in many cases I even close the desert down to stop people from going across because it is actually life-threateningly hot. So time of year depends on when you can get away. If you do have to go during school holidays and take your kids, I guess do it. There's other people out there, you'll run into them, and it's not such a bad thing in some ways. But whatever you do go and do it, Andrew. It's a great trip. Do be prepared, get your car sorted out right. Now, common sense things in terms of spares to carry. I've seen people break their cars literally in half from carrying too many things. An overloaded car is a really bad thing to have. A sensibly loaded car is important. Carry the absolute minimum of spares that you need to keep that car going. What that means is you don't worry about things like headlights or indicators or mirrors or things like that, just the things that you absolutely need. Fuel filter, air filter, possibly a set of wheel bearings, CV joints, uni joints should all have been changed or checked before you go away. Obviously a complete service, and if the car's an older vehicle, get it to a mechanic who does four-wheel drive preparation, get them to check it really thoroughly to make sure there's nothing that's going to let you down. I normally take an old set of belts and an old set of hoses that I've just changed to make sure there's no issues there, make sure my radiator's in spot-on condition, and if anything else goes wrong and it's minor, I just live with it. But the most important thing is get out there, do the trip, have some fun, make it safe and make it enjoyable, and go and do it again. Thank you.
For sending in that question, you've won yourself a pair of Piranha diff breathers. All entries go into the major prize for a Brown Davis Automotive long-range fuel tank, a pair of Light Force 50-watt HID strikers, and an RFI antenna.
"30-second kitchen, a kitchen in 30 seconds. Fridge slide first. Fridge slide's got 130 kilo tracks in it, so it's nice and tough. Remove the R-clip, don't lose it. Drop the pin, leg locker. Kitchen now. Lock kitchen down here. Retrieve the R-clip. Lock on here, R-clip in. Leg here, pull them together. Stove, billy. How good's that, guys? Couldn't ask for quicker.
Sometimes the front runners lead from behind, and when it comes to protecting your rear, Kmart are world leaders in rear end protection and tow bar combinations. The just released Prado 150 is no exception, with a bar that is designed to follow the car's lines and work with your sensors and factory camera. For the best in rear end protection, trust Kmart. It's a statement, not just an accessory, but the toughest of 4x4 trips. For more info, go to kmart.com.au.
Warning, beware of imitation lights. Only Light Force Performance Lighting guarantees Australian made, no leaking or melting, quality output and 3-year warranty. Unlike their imitators, Light Force lights feature peerless construction, leak-proof seals, impact-proof lenses and filters, vibration and fracture-resistant mounts and housing, and stainless steel fittings, outshining and outlasting their impersonators in every way. Often imitated, never replicated. Visit lightforce.com for the full range of authentic Lightforce lights.
Got a tough 4x4 tourer and enjoy hitting the tracks? Odds are you'll need some serious underguard protection and a heavy-duty long-range tank. Brown Davis Automotive offer aluminised steel underguard protection plates and long-range tanks for most popular makes and models. They're designed and developed right here in Australia and have been tested to the extreme right across this great country. Remember Brown Davis Automotive. It's a trusted and family-owned Aussie business and proud manufacturers of high-end tanks, underguards and more.
Celia and David, who have owned the lodge for quite a number of years now, were fantastic hosts and very hospitable. It's a great place to stay, the accommodation is spectacular. With the open fire going every night, the whole lodge has a nice warm ambience about it and makes going to bed very pleasant. It's a magnificent place and a place that I think you should all try and come up to. The beauty about up here is the parks are open all year round. Definitely a place I'd come back to.
Bass Lodge was awesome, plenty of room, plenty of beds, really comfy, nice warm fire. Yeah, sensational place. Get out here and see this country, guys.
But hearing the stars come back to me, I think I got it wrong.
Well folks, it's great to be back here on a lovely sunny day again.
Down on me, but when my
Well, after the rocks this morning, get our gear and we've gone through some more properties and again found another jewel in this wonderful and beautiful valley. These magnificent huts that are standing behind us and what we've seen and gone through the water crossings to get to are another great cheap budget accommodation way to come and enjoy this beautiful place.
We're at one of the two huts we've just visited by Neil, the local farmer, up at Bass Lodge. Now, obviously Bass Lodge is a wonderful place to stay, but this is another alternative, a different level of accommodation. These huts are very reminiscent of what I'd expect to see in the Victorian High Country.
A bit tight. Okay, I call this meeting to order. Magic.
Beautiful, simple design, outside toilets, big fireplace. You can actually walk into the fireplace. You've heard of walk-in robes? This is a walk-in fireplace. It's terrific. Anyway, Neil, the local farmer, makes these huts available to four-wheel drivers and people who'd like to hire them. So you can go fishing in the river or check out the local countryside. A terrific spot.
It's just great to see just simple things like these huts, how you can really accommodate a group of people and just get back to the basic things and really enjoy nature and the surrounds that we've got here.
Amazing. They're fantastic. You should see inside there. LED lighting, toilet, shower, just all the mod cons, but look where you are, fantastic.
You can actually come out and rent these huts and they're a beautiful place to stay. Again, out, you can hear the birds in the background, the beautiful sun, the backdrop, the mountains, and the huts. You know, they've got some LED lighting, toilets, showers, and just a beautiful rustic spot to come and stay.
These owners up here want to encourage you to come on up here. And again, for a small fee to keep and maintain these wonderful properties so we can all have enjoyment in using them is a small price to pay to be able to come to a magnificent place with your family and enjoy what Australia's great outdoors have to offer. Again, a beautiful place and very much an enjoyable and fantastic day.
We came along a couple of tracks and along the river are these brilliant cabins. They might look a little rustic, but God, are they full of personality. You can see inside them great spots to sit around, play cards. The cabins look over the river, the kids can be playing. You can see how it'd be such a great place for a family to come.
Next up, it's the Your 4x4 photo competition.
Thanks, Simon. Our first entry is this JK Wrangler on 33s. The shot was taken near Sawyers Valley in Western Australia. Next is this GU Patrol, the owner's first 4x4 on the way out to a day trip at the Glasshouse Mountains. This 150 Series Prado is out for a summer camping trip to the Pines at Lake Eildon. Now this Toyota Hilux looks like a fun setup. This photo was snapped during a MacArthur 4x4 club trip. And the last entry for the week and the series is this FJ Series Cruiser, set up for outback touring and on a trip from Perth to Uluru. It sure looks like a top spot to me.
If you've just seen your photo and you're the first to email Danny, you've won yourself the Projector ProCharge 8amp battery charger. All photos go into the major prize draw for a DP chip power diesel upgrade and a Travel Buddy oven. Well, unfortunately, the end of another episode of Your 4x4 and the end of our amazing stay here at Bass Lodge. What a phenomenal location. Northern New South Wales has turned it on for us, and Dave and Celia, what fantastic hosts. If you're ever thinking of coming up to this area, look them up. Bass Lodge, an amazing place to stay. Well, it is of course the end of another series of Your 4x4. Prize winners will all be notified in a couple of weeks, and watch out for the repeat series of this fantastic show, the entire series. I'm Simon Christie. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back soon, bigger and better, with more fantastic four-wheel drive adventures coming your way. This is Your 4x4. I'm Simon Christie. We'll see you then.